Hey guys, Artosis here with the final game of the CasterMuse Narak Star League. This has been an amazing tournament. So first off, shout out to CasterMuse for putting on such a wonderful tournament and allowing me to cast all the games. And thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Everyone tuning in to the ArtosisCasts YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button. And I mean, I'm planning on putting out casts every single day forever because I just love this game. I'd also love to hear in the comments below what types of tournament casts people have been enjoying, honestly, because I'm trying here and there to mix in some different stuff, see what people like, what the best received stuff is. But yeah, just let me know. Anyways, on to the game. It's game number 7. You almost never get a game number 7 in a best of 7. This is wonderful. We have Killer in the top left, one of the most underrated Zerg pro gamers out there, and in the bottom left, the Protoss legend Stork. I mean, it's Stork, guys. He's literally one of the best gamers of all time, and he's been playing like it throughout the tournament. He has really looked like the best player in the tournament throughout, but it's very close here in the finals. Very, very close indeed. But I gotta say, I feel like I like Stork's PvZ better than his other matchups right now. Obviously, he's really strong in all of them, but it feels like his PvZ has been on another level. It's kind of reminded me of Mini quite a bit, who's probably the strongest PvZ player in the world right now. So, fantastically done, and we'll see how it goes down. We're on Fighting Spirit. Okay, so Fighting Spirit is... I mean, this is the old map. Everyone's played this map a lot. Everyone's seen this map a lot. Everyone knows just about everything about this map. So it's a great place to finish the tournament. We're going to see how that goes. Now, a little pylon block, very annoying for Killer. Killer looks like he'll probably send the drone over to the third base. It was a pool first, so Stork has gone Forge. And I think he'll just throw that cannon down right away and then go into a Nexus as he can behind it. Now, there goes that hatchery down. Of course, he canceled his own pylon. You don't want to let that finish. A bit too expensive. And, oh, it was only 2 lings. It was only 2 lings. So actually, the cannon, like, obviously you still need it, but it's not going to hurt Killer's economy all that much, honestly. So the lings actually even turn around. They go after this probe for now. And I tell you, I'm hoping that we get to see a nice, long macro game here. We have had some faster, more cheesy games through the series a little bit as well, but mostly actually some pretty good macro games. So the gateway comes up. This is all pretty standard stuff. I guess on Stork's side, you're kind of railroaded in once you do the Forge expansion. You basically know exactly what's coming. There are like builds that don't have a Stargate, but basically you're always going to do the same thing here. If you're going to go for an actual Stargate game, which is almost always. So that probe ends up dying. Of course, the hatch is still coming. He is mining some gas. But yeah, what I was getting at there is it's more at this portion of the game when there's a Forge expand. It's a lot better actually to just kind of pay attention to the Zerg player and see, are they going to do anything crazy, right? Like, what's the layer timing? Let's see if he's going to make layer, or is it going to be speed? It's going to be one or the other. All right, layer, but at the third. So that's really smart with the probe coming up into this main base. Making the layer as far away as possible is really good because, Stork is counting gas, right? Like, he has a good idea of how much gas there is, how much has been spent. It's like right now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Zergling speed might be halfway done, right? And you gotta account for that. Now, he is sending out a Zealot. This will go towards the third base. Because he does need... Oh, he actually is going to stop in the center, which is another thing you can do. But I was going to say, you do need some intel. See if there's a layer being made. I think he probably assumes that, but it could be a Hydralisk Den too. You're not 100% sure. But yeah, what he did here with the Zealot is he walked it past the Overlord, then he just sits it in the middle for a second. He'll bring it back very shortly. But this is just to force extra units out of Killer, right? Killer would like to just sit on like 2 lings, but now he probably needs like 6. I guess he's actually going to sit on 4. That's kind of funny. He's partially calling the bluff. All right, Hydralisk Den is coming up. Layer is done. Another macro hatch. Oh, okay. You know, a lot of times when you go layer, you get a quick spire to be able to use, you know, some Scourge to push back Corsairs, possibly threaten going into mutas, or possibly just going into mutas. But here, he's gone up to layer and is getting the quick Hydralisk Den. So this can allow things like quick Overlord speed, and it can allow things like Lurkers to come out a bit quicker. So Stork comes up, he sees the finished layer, gonna put some harassment on perhaps. No, just go behind the minerals. Okay, well, I guess he'll just go behind the minerals then. Looking at Stork space. Stargate is done. Citadel about halfway. Been getting that +1 for a bit too. Corsair gonna fly across the map and see what it can do. Oh, 1 kill actually here. That was a drone that it killed as well. Very nice from the Zealot. I mean, look, you forced a good amount of Zerglings and you killed a drone. Very, very worthwhile. And 2 Zerglings. Man, that's really good. All right, so the Corsair are gonna go ahead and harass a little bit. Hydras are coming out. Another macro hatch here for Killer as well. Stork getting his legs upgrade. Gate coming. All right, well, the Zealots, it looks like he is kind of half pressuring, but the one thing you got to be careful about as well is if you do spend these Zealots, because they don't have legs yet, they can't really get out. So you got to make sure you actually do something somewhat worthwhile. Oh, all right, well, gets a drone immediately. 2 drones fall. 3 drones fall. Fantastic already for Stork here. Looks like he might end up getting this Hydra. Yeah, he ends up killing a Hydralisk as well. Gonna pull back for now. Doesn't have +1 on these. But you know what? A Hydralisk and 3 drones is awesome for those 3 Zealots. So well done by Stork. Killer a little bit supply blocked here. You can see the Corsairs have been doing their job as well. Overlord speed on the way, +1, and Hydralisk range coming up for Killer. More gates being added here for Stork. Some cannons as well. So it seems like he's a little bit nervous that he might actually get attacked. Yeah, 5 cannons. That's kind of interesting because, like, we're looking at this and there's not really that many units, right? It's like mostly drones he's making. Excuse me. So, Stork playing pretty darn safe. Okay, he actually ends up canceling one of them, makes the second pylon just for safety's sake. It's not very often that you lose a pylon powering cannons, but it does occur. Psystorm is coming. A lot of Hydras now being macroed. There's a group of Zealots in the center. I don't think they're going to get that much done, but they are very quick, so you can really look around a lot for that damage. All right, gonna run up here. Maybe go after those Hydras right away so he can get the Overlord. Look at that. Another supply block. That's good usage of those Zealots. Turning around, fighting a little bit. Gonna fly over these Hydras, checking out the main base. I think he's trying to look right now to see is there a spire, and there actually is not, so he can go pretty heavy as far as ground goes, right? Like, he doesn't have to worry about those muta switches. Now the Zealots, somehow one makes it out. All right, very beefy. We have a lot of hatcheries right now. Looks like 6 total here for Killer. Another macro pylon going down for Stork. A little bit of a supply block there just for a moment. This Robo about halfway done as well to deal with upcoming Lurkers. Oh, okay. Now we're starting to talk about what we're going to see from Killer. He is going to be going for a drop upgrade. And you know what? On these spots, this actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? The back of Stork's main is huge, and there's a lot of surface area here, right? So this is an area that's hard to get back to, especially when you look at the SimCity. Like, you got to run units through here, around the gate, up this terrible reverse ramp, and then get it up through your buildings to deal with a drop in this area. And look at the distance. Like, let's say you're doing a bit of a contain here that Stork is looking at and saying, okay, I got to break out of this. Let's bring my whole army forward, get ready. And then you can lift up your drop and get there in seconds. So positionally speaking, drops are a very good idea here. Now, just because something is a very good idea, theoretically, like based on something like position, doesn't mean it's going to work out, right? You got to have more than that. Stork has some say in this as well. We'll see how well Killer executes it. When is he going to do the drops? When will he show what's going on? The Corsair is still flying around. He kills it off, so that's going to be a lot less intel for him. In the meantime, oh, I love this move. Stork chases the Hydras down, and they morph an egg, a lurker egg, on the ramp to force it to turn around. So nicely done. Little group of Hydras out here, but he's got to be careful. Like 12 Hydras versus 12 speed zealots is not even close. The Hydras get wrecked. Ah, but as you join some lurkers in, it definitely does change the math on that. So as the lurkers come, the zealots have to turn around. Okay, so look, he's getting that contain I was talking about up. And this is important, but there's already an observer here. Look at this. Here comes the drop. So, oh, a huge storm out here. Another huge one as well. He's trying to micro back, and he does have that drop, but that was such a quick break from Stork that he's no longer concerned about that. The killer was trying exactly that tactic, right? You set this up, Stork's attention comes here, and then you do the drop. He was bringing the drop. Well, it seems like he was. He had the overlords moving over here, and now that he sees 4 overlords, Stork knows exactly what's going on. These overlords would not be here for any reason other than staging a drop. So look, he's already added another cannon the second he saw that. I wouldn't be surprised if he stations a High Templar, maybe even 2 in his main base, because you have to stomp the drops. You cannot let them get away with that. Now, another great way to deal with this is to take this base, because it makes it less of an area he can run through. In the meantime, we have, oh, a lurker drop here in the natural. 8 kills. All right, well, 8 kills is pretty solid. Look at this. Tries to come up with a drop as well, but this army's sitting here waiting. Stork getting ready to take his 3rd base. Again, it's going to cut off some of the entry points, so the only real drop path would be through the center, which gets more and more dangerous. I feel like Stork is playing brilliantly here. Like, positionally, he's doing a fantastic job. He's kind of blocked everything. He's taken a bit of damage, but that's okay. Those 8 probes didn't die in vain. All right, the Hydra's all being pulled back. Stork is moving out onto the map. The lurker number is actually not very high right now, and the Dragoon number is fantastic. He is starting to push right through here. Lurkers start to fall. Observers coming up. It would be good to pick these off, actually. Tries to pick that off for a second, but it gets pulled back. Some good storms as they run away. Yeah, good dodges there, actually, from Killer. Picking off what he can with the Hydras, but yeah, I think he has to just turn tail and run all the way. This army of Stork, a bit too strong. The flanking Hydra force gets stormed back. Stork continuing to move forward with this. Look at this, storming the other side, but actually missing. That storm hits true. This one a little bit as well, but this heavy Dragoon count doing phenomenally against the smaller amounts of Hydralisks. So it seems like Stork has kind of weathered this mid game, I would say, right? Like, he's kept him back pretty well. Oh, making a couple Archons here. Doesn't look like they're really going to end up finishing. Maybe one will as the Zealot reinforcement comes. But now I'm actually a little bit nervous for Killer, right? Like, Stork is getting this base set up. He's keeping decent pressure on. He has to be careful not to waste. Like, he doesn't have that many High Templars. All right, throws down an okay storm there. The Archon gets picked off. Few units look like they want to hit this 3rd base. Of course, Stork can kill these off, though. Does he force cancel? Ooh, once again, the egg on the ramp. You can storm that egg to help get rid of it. He really wants to force a cancel on this Nexus. The damage output of Hydra is high, but I don't know if it's that high. The Dragoons come from the other edge and look like they will be able to pick off these Hydras. So, beautiful hold there by Stork. He is going to get his 3rd Nexus. It's hurt, but it's alive. Okay, another group of Hydras. Ooh, that was a very nice storm as these Hydras run in and try to pick off that High Templar. Stork kind of zoning right now. It looks like, I think Killer wanted to probably take a base up here, but the Zealot's running around, maybe slowing that down a bit for him. Let's take a look what else Killer has going on. Oh, he actually already has the Hive. We have the Adrenal upgrade coming. We have, let's see, does he have a +1 melee attack? No, he doesn't have +1 melee yet. He's getting Carapace and +1 melee. But Adrenal in general is just so strong. And we don't have that +2 armor this time for Stork. So those Lings are going to do quite well. Although even the 1 armor upgrade is helpful. Okay, so a lot of cannons have gone up. I like it. Very defensive there by Stork. Just keep this base up and running. Quite a few probes being transferred over. Good production still going down. Look at Killer's area in general. Right? The way he's moving, he's gaining lots of intel. He's kind of combing the map, but honestly, he can't take a fight. Like, see, the Zealots see the Hydras, and they instantly attack him. Now, if he groups everything together, he can, but the amount of map he's trying to cover doesn't really allow him to stop something like this dead in its tracks. So Stork right now actually with a bit more mobility in a way. Pushing forward now with this Dragoon army once again. Storm some of those Lings as they come up. Okay, yeah, he's got more lurkers coming over. It's a little bit of a choke here, so Psystorm's going to be pretty powerful on this bridge. 6 burrowed lurkers, but the Dragoons should be able to deal with this pretty well. Okay, here come those Zerglings, and they do have that Adrenal upgrade now. So powerful. Dragoons, though, continuing to fight well. Great Storm goes down. Stork still pushing forward here. Forced to turn around for now. That 4th base is coming up now. The 4th is a little bit late, but it's a good drone count overall. So the economy, not that bad for Killer comparatively, but he is down quite a bit in army supply still. But you know what? As we get into more cracklings and more lurkers, I think it's going to be all right for Killer still. Like, I do think Stork is pretty well ahead, but the army that Killer's making can trade well if the storms don't nail it. Now... Ooh, a little 4 Zealot drop being sent in the main base. I like that. Kind of make him pull back a little bit to deal with that. Going right up for that mineral line. In the meantime, Stork moving forward with the rest of his army. Kind of getting the multitasking of Killer to really get a workout here. Right, moving forward, a lot of spread lurkers. The Ling's coming out here to fight as well. It's a mostly Dragoon army, and he doesn't have Consume yet. Or Defilers, so can't throw down the Darkstorm to stop the Dragoons, but hold on. Stork coming forward right now. Some great storms. The rest of the units here of Killer coming down to try to help out, but this might actually be a bit too much. That Zealot drop drawing a lot of units to the side as well. The Knight is being taken out. This huge Dragoon count goes forward. There's no static D here. It's just what he's hatching at the moment. A lot of Lings on the way, but is that going to be enough? Flank comes up of a couple of lurkers and Hydras, but some High Templars coming up here as well. Looks like he's just going to make an arc on the Dragoons, massacring absolutely everything. Is Stork going to do it? Is he going to take the CasterMuse Narak Star League? We are in Game 7 and about to decide it. Consume is going to finish, but the unit count is so low. GG! Stork is the champion.